A lot about love on Valentine's Day. Nobody loves fishing more than this guy, Jason Matity from getfishing.com.ca.
Getfishing.ca.
I always mess that up. I'm sorry.
I don't know where .com goes.
Before we dive into it,
it doesn't go to us, unfortunately.
Let's talk about talk about your love of fishing.
Well, you know, when I was chatting with your producer Sabine, she said, "Well, you're going to talk about love on Valentine's Day," and I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I'll squeeze that in briefly." And that is, I got Daryl's favorite lure, the Len Thompson, and my favorite lure, the flasher jig, the big sizes, and that's for burbot. They are the basically the freshwater cod that we have in Saskatchewan. They have a face only a mother could love, but they are in love at this time of year because it is burbot breeding season. And as a result, that means they're biting like crazy just before they, the courtship period begins. So they're great to eat. They bite like crazy. They fight pretty good on the line. So if you want to go for burbot, this free fishing weekend coming up, go with the big lures and everything else. But if you want to go for perch, go with what I call the dropper rig, the smaller device I have rigged up here. And it's also the subject of our brand new video that we have released on YouTube.com/MatitysGetFishing.
You got me hook, line, and sinker. Tell me what else.
That was a lot of information.
Tell me what else I can catch on this free fishing weekend.
Well, really, I would target burbot, pike, and perch. You can target walleyes too. There are some walleyes to be had, but the walleye fishing gets a little tough. They don't show you as much love as the burbot does at this time of year in terms of when they're going to bite. So when it comes to these perch rigs, you can see it in the video now. See how there's that dropper just below sort of the main lure?
It's got some nice color too.
Yeah, and really what that is that's called a dropper rig. And it's important at this time of year you want to have your sort of spoon or your flashy part of the lure up higher, and then you drop basically a single hook with maybe a bait on it below. And what it is that we have to remember the water's getting colder and colder. It's been getting colder since December as we've had this, and below the ice, in some cases, these poor fish are swimming in 2-degree water. So their metabolism, Daryl, is low. Their desire to want to wolf something down is lower. So what that means is you still need to attract them, with the flashy part on top. Right. But you want to deliver a morsel on the bottom. Sometimes there's days, fish are a moody bunch too. So they'll come in and wolf the whole thing with the hook on the bottom. But if you provide that, a few degrees of separation, as we like to say, that can often mean the difference between landing nothing and bringing home a nice limit of perch to eat.
I don't know about the people at home, but the stuff that you can do with the videos now is just absolutely incredible. Hey, free fishing weekend comes with some rules.
It does. Now, you don't need a license. And even if your buddy comes in from Alberta or Manitoba, they don't need a license either, as long as they're a Canadian, as I understand it. If you go to Saskatchewan.ca/fishing, I know I threw out a lot of websites today. That'll tell you all the regulations you need, because you still need to follow the limits. Right. That means you can only catch and keep 4 walleyes of a certain size, for example. So you need to know those. It's not a free-for-all, that type of thing. And people also need to remember that in most lakes around Regina, it's 4 walleyes per person. That means you can only ever possess 4, which means if you have 4 back at home in the freezer, you can't catch 4 more until you eat those.
Fair enough. I also call it Phil Fishing Weekend because it's the one weekend a year he goes out. You kind of teased it earlier, but your big announcement. New video.
The new video. I was talking about this dropper for perch. Our new video called Getting the Drop on Perch is posted now to our YouTube page. And our YouTube page, you can get access to it via getfishing.ca. But we're looking for subscribers always, because that helps get our numbers up, viewership up, to make more videos for fans like Daryl and company.
He gave us 106 websites today, but the one you need to know is on your screen, getfishing.ca. I screwed it up at the top. I didn't at the bottom. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.